Right. All right. Well, welcome everyone. Happy February. It's a short month, so the end is gonna sneak up on us quick. So you need to have a good plan in place. Zaya has a lot going on for us as far as promos. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but I want to welcome any new reps that we have on the call tonight. I just looked and we actually added 78 new reps in January. So that is amazing. So welcome to any of you guys that this is your first call. My name is Monica Gagny, and Katie's, I don't know where she's at in the box, but she's waving. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because we have a special guest on tonight. Sarah Coulter is going to talk all about parties. She's had a lot of success. I'm going to introduce her when we get to that point. But I just want to first talk about the promos for February. There is a lot going on again in February. They just announced today the Valentine's Day sale. So if you haven't seen that, it's 20% off. There's a whole bunch of items, really no rhyme or reason. I mean, they're colored. They're the pink, white, red, but it's not like they put all of those colors on sale. So if you go to the tab, it's nice that they have an anniversary sale tab, or not anniversary, Valentine's Day tab for us, so you can kind of see what items are out there. That goes today through Wednesday morning, so they'll shut it off right before the new releases on Wednesday. The Hawaii promo, we are in month 2 of 3. Congrats to those ladies on the team that have already earned that trip. That is incredible. Something Zaya did for this month is they tripled the cash bonus. So even if you aren't planning on going to Hawaii, those cash bonuses are huge, you guys. If you can get the 1 by 1,000 in one of the 3 10-day increments, Zaya is giving you a $600 bonus. So that is huge, and that will add up quickly. So take advantage of that. They also added the 9 by 9,000. So if you add 9 reps and get $9,000 in PV in quarter 1, they're also going to give you a bonus for that. So if it's not working for you as far as the 10-day periods where you're getting your rep and you're getting your $1,000 PV, they just made it so if you get 9 and 9,000 in quarter 1, they're going to give you that $500 bonus. The anniversary sale, that is 26% off certain items. I think they're changing it weekly, so it should be changing like maybe tomorrow. And again, there's a tab on our website that says anniversary sale, so you can see what items are on there. The 6th anniversary $60,000 prize giveaway. You just post a picture of you and Zaya, or talk about why you like Zaya, or if your customers want to do it, they're welcome to do it too. And then you just tag or hashtag I love Zaya, and then you go to the Zaya family page or Zaya active page, which one? It's probably Zaya active page. Go to the Zaya active page and you comment on the post and say that you posted. So the bonus outfit in the kit, they extended the bonus outfit in the kit. And then I think on the 14th, they're going to change that outfit again. So we'll have another outfit. And I think this is the last month that they're doing it. So use that as a recruiting tool. If there's somebody that you've been talking to, definitely share that with them. Our congrats to our Stanley winners. They had the $1,000 in the last 10 days of last month. Those tumblers have been sent out, so you should be receiving them. The last thing is Sam Higginson started doing weekly onboarding calls. So if you're a new rep, or maybe you signed some new reps and you're not sure like how to get them started, definitely plug them into those calls. I think they're going to be different every week. It's 4 weeks. I think they're a different time. And if you're on those calls, you're also going to be doing some giveaways. So get your new reps on those calls. Anything else you want to add to those announcements, Katie?
No, I think that's great. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So let me introduce our special guest, Sarah. She's been a Zaya rep for a little over 2 years. She's a single mom of 2. She has an 11 and a 14-year-old. And she's almost been working for 20 years at the Iowa National Guard. So thank you for your service, Sarah. Zaya quickly became a huge part of her life when she was in search of the holy grail of leggings, and she ended up with her first pair of Light and Tights. I think we all feel that way. She loves the versatility, quality, and ease of putting cute and comfortable outfits together. Sarah has filled a void in her life since joining that she didn't even know she needed to be filled. Sarah is not only here for the amazing clothes, but also the Zaya family and culture. Love that, Sarah. Thank you for that. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then hopefully we'll have enough time at the end if people have questions. They can either type it in the chat. Probably type it in the chat might be the easiest way to do it. So, all right, Sarah, we're going to turn it over to you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for having me. It's definitely a blessing to be a part of this team and an honor to be here and be sharing my Zaya experience with everyone. So parties are actually my favorite thing to do. I get to serve and meet people. And so when you asked me to talk about parties, that was like right up my alley. So as far as, I'll start with how I book parties. There's not a magic or secret to booking parties for me. It's that personal message. Sending a personal message is where I succeed with getting those parties booked. It's scary to send a personal message, but as far as how I go about it, I think it makes it a little bit easier. I don't have like a script that I go off of. I try to stick with a format, and my format is it's short and sweet. I try to relate to the customer or the guest. And I always try to end with a question. Ending with a question can be hard because I don't want to just say, hey, do you want to host a party? I try to, like I said, relate to them. So it just kind of all depends on how I have formed that relationship with them. And that kind of goes into being authentic and serving are my two main goals when it comes to my business in general. I know we've all heard and done like the hey girl messages, and I mean, and sometimes they work, but for me, they don't work because I don't approach people as, hey girl, do you want to have a party? I just don't talk like that. So I move into, my goal is to, like I said, serve them. How can I help my guests and customers? That's really how I base every single time I'm going to approach somebody. How can I help them? So getting to know my guests and customers is extremely important. How do I get to know somebody brand new, like in a party, somebody that I've never met? Well, I start with all my parties with a, how familiar are you with Zaya? And then that helps interaction, that helps talking, that helps, you know, somebody says, I'm totally obsessed with Zaya, then I'll lead into, well, what's your favorite piece? Say they tell me that their favorite piece is our copper charged tanks. Well, then I'm going to go into and say, what colors do you have? Because I'm obsessed with copper charged tanks too. So that just builds that relationship. Commenting in my parties is super important. I just don't like or heart people's interaction. I will actually go in and try to engage and bring out conversation within them. For example, we've all had brand new customers. I had a brand new customer. She had never even heard of Zaya. It was during our mix and match sale. And she spent $200 on the mix and match sale. So I knew that she was brand new to Zaya. I knew that she loved deals. And so those were conversation starters right there that I could use to relate towards her. I will do mass posts, as in all of my parties. I do put hey, these are the host rewards. Would you like to host? And I always post once a week in my VIP group about the host rewards too. Do I get success out of those posts? No, probably not. But it's keeping that thought in my customers' minds that it's there, and it's educating them. If I have somebody show up in my inbox and say, hey, I want to host, that's like a unicorn to me. You just don't get that very often. So the mass posts, they're important, but it's not where I'm getting the parties booked. When do I ask? I ask after I've formed a relationship with my customers or guests. Again, forming a relationship with your guests compared to your VIP members is a little bit harder, but just engaging. I will ask after there's been a connection, after someone's ordered, or after a follow-up. I don't ever ask somebody just straight up. I don't just move right into asking them to host. If I've been ghosted, I'm not going to just be like, oh, well, I guess I should ask again. Or maybe they'll want to host. I don't ask if I've been ghosted. I wait to form that connection. So I try to connect three times a day with somebody. So I make a connection 3 times a day. Those connections are a connection that I'm not asking for anything in return. I'm saying happy birthday. I'm following up on if they love their new Peak Zipper joggers. I'm checking in on them. I'm maybe saying, hey, did you send that return off? Also, a connection would be if I've heard or if somebody has commented or liked several of my posts, then that's time for me to move into their inbox. Say somebody's always commenting on red items that I'm sharing. So then today I sent them a message and I was like, hey, I know that you love red. So today we have 20% off. But that's not me saying, hey, can I put an order in for you? It's just serving them and connecting with them. All of this, it builds relationships and it makes it easier for me to eventually share the host and the rep opportunity. So what do my parties look like? My parties, I run 5 to 7 days. I start on Sunday and I typically end Friday or Saturday. I shoot for Friday, but most of the time they do end on Saturdays. Starting on Sundays, it's what works for me. It's what most of us, I base off of what works for me, and I have downtime on Sundays. So I start them on Sundays. And like I said, I try to end Friday or Saturday. Most of the time, depending on our goal that we're trying to hit for my host, I will throw up an extension notification. So then it gets me in their inbox, or it gets me in their news feed Friday night, Saturday morning when they're sleeping in and they're rolling over to kind of be lazy in bed and look at their news feed. And then they're like, oh, shoot, I gotta get my order in. So I don't do themed parties generally. I have and I will, but I typically try to stick with a generic format because it's easier for me to duplicate my next party. Obviously, this is our business, so we want to do what's easy for ourselves too. And so if I have to remake content over and over again, then it's harder for me to be fast and efficient. If my party's running through a holiday, then of course I'll throw up like a Valentine's Day post or game or something like that. But although they're fun, they're just not as efficient for me. I hit my parties hard. I post from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. one post every hour. Some people may think that that's a bit excessive, but I've gotten positive feedback from several people that the parties have been very informative and they've learned a ton. And so I take that and I continue to move forward with my 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And it also keeps me in their news feed going. And I kind of figured that they chose to accept that invite. So if I'm too much for them, then they'll turn off their notifications or something like that. I always have my hosts invite either the day before or maybe one more day, 2 days in advance. But inviting too early, I feel like it will make people forget about the party. So 1 day in advance, it will bring them to the group, and then they'll start checking things out, and then we'll move right into having the party. I do not use like a app for my parties, like a SyncShare app or anything like that. I've always had it in the back of my mind to use if I need to, but I've never felt the need to use one. So again, it's what works for me. I go to my most recent party and I copy and paste the content into a new group. I may make some tweaks depending on maybe one item from my last party is sold out. So I'll make a tweak and I will put a new item in replace of that. Most of my posts, I mean, I have some informative posts, obviously, you know, the ones that don't ever change. But most of my posts will go off, say, for instance, I'm talking about peak zipper joggers. I will grab some fellow rep pictures from the marketing page. I'll grab some of my pictures. I will just copy and paste the verbiage from the description on the website. I'll throw in a blurb for myself, like, I love the versatility of our peak zipper joggers. And then that's basically the post. Super quick and simple and easy. A lot of us work and this is not our full-time job. So making it work for yourself is really important. I find myself a lot of times sitting in the basketball pickup line, scheduling my posts. If I have like 5 parties going on for the month, then I will start scheduling all of those parties all at the same time. So I'm not having to duplicate my actions. Just being efficient with my time is really important. I do use the schedule feature, which is really amazing and awesome. And if you guys aren't familiar with the schedule feature in Facebook, definitely check with your uplines because that is a lifesaver to me. And then getting the party scheduled ahead of time gives me time to be able to be involved with the party itself instead of stressing about, oh, I got to get this post scheduled. And then also gives me time to just be with my kids and do other things too. I try to stick with highlighting staple items too. You know, our light and tights, our peaks, our Havana tanks, our bomber bras, because those things obviously are less likely to be out of stock and less likely to just be completely gone. The format of my party is I do, and this is typical across the board, what I've stuck with and what really works as far as how I do them is day 1, I do favorites and I go live, just saying hi, introducing myself, letting everyone see me up close. And then day 2 is leggings and joggers. Day 3, I do bras and tanks. Day 4, I do all sleeve tops. And then you'll see, this is why I do a post every hour, because if I'm highlighting all sleeve tops, I pick and choose, you know, some of the most popular items and highlight those. And then day 5, I'll do shorts, men's, kids, accessories. I'll do the host opportunity and the rep opportunity. For shorts, if it is summertime, then I will actually move my shorts to leggings and joggers day. That way I can give them a little bit more highlight time. But when there's, I just hit shorts once. That way everybody knows that shorts are available, but we don't go too in depth. If I have men in my parties, I've had several men in my parties. And so what I do is I just sprinkle in some men's items throughout. So on bras and tanks day, I do post like, sorry guys, no bras for you, but we've got, you know, some tanks for you guys. And I'll throw in a couple highlighted items for the guys. I do every day at 5 o'clock in my parties, I do a game. 5 o'clock works well because people are getting off work and winding down for the day. So, and then I do a giveaway, but I mean, you don't have to do a giveaway, but people like free stuff. It gets people engaged. And then my giveaway items, I just kind of get with like my rewards and stuff like that. But to make it easier, it's a top contributor giveaway instead of having to go through and like count everything. I message everybody in my parties 3 times throughout the party. There was one time where I had 70 people in a party, and that was not attainable, but I really try. The first message is just a welcome and a thank you. Here's the link. The second message is if they've ordered, it's short and sweet. Hey, I got your order. Thanks so much. I know you're going to love your new light and tights. The third message kind of depends on if they've ordered or not. If they've ordered, it's just kind of another follow-up. Hey, your order should be shipping soon. And then at that point in time, since I've already engaged with them, then I'll probably ask them to host. If they haven't ordered, then I will just drop the link and let them know that we're closing up and ask if I can help them. Getting people into my VIP group, I feel like is just as important as asking them to host and rep, because if they're not ready to host right now from this party, maybe they will once they've gotten to my VIP group and they've gotten comfortable with me. So staying involved and making people feel important is really, to me, it has been successful. And so again, like I said, there's no magic or anything to booking parties, but if you were to take 2 things away from this, it's being authentic and serving. How can you help your guests? Try to think of like a really good party that you've been to, and try and think of one that was kind of a flop, and try and base your interaction with your guests and customers off of that. I know I'm going to wrap up, but I just want to tell you one quick story about, I have a customer, a really, really good customer, and she invited me to another party. It was another non-Zaya type of party. And I was excited because I do purchase from that other brand, and I wanted to support her. And so I was excited. I got the invite, I accepted it. I went and of course turned my notifications on, because we all know as reps, that's important. And there wasn't any content in that party. And so I was like, well, I just got an invite early, no problem. Well, I checked, a couple times, no content. And a couple of days later, I got a notification that particular rep, the other consultant or whatever, had posted. So I'm like, yay, the party's starting, time to get my order in. And the post was along the lines of, hey guys, I'm so sorry I haven't been on here. I've been really busy with vendor fairs, but so-and-so's party is closing tomorrow, so get your orders in. And I was bummed. I was bummed because that consultant did not serve her host, and she didn't serve the guests. And so, to be very honest, I based a lot of my parties off of that party that I attended that was not successful to me. So just be authentic and serve your guests and your customers. And every time you're going in to ask a question, if they want to host, just ask how you can help them. So that's it.
Thank you, Sarah. That was awesome. I was going back to when you were saying how you noticed that somebody was always liking the red items on your post, and how you thought about that, going back to them and being like, well, there's a sale now. I mean, that's amazing. And that just, goes to show why you have so much success with your parties and people accepting the parties and wanting to have them. So we love that. Does anybody have any questions? for Sarah?
I wanted to say, Sarah, that when you said at the end, there's no magic, well, you're the magic. And the reason that you're doing so well with it is because it's very clear that you're working hard on it. And I think you're working smart, the scheduling them and kind of repeating them the same way. That is working smart, but you're working hard too. So that is the magic.
Yes.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Sarah? I hope you guys found this helpful. I think it's like she said, super important to just be authentic. It will serve your customers and your audience, because it will go far. So just keep that in mind when you're inviting. Hopefully you'll get a lot more yeses from people if you approach it that way. So
I love party training. It always fires me up.
I know. It's
That
good
was
to hear.
it was really helpful, Sarah.
All right, guys. Well, if that is it, thank you again, Sarah. We appreciate you coming on and doing this, and we will talk to you guys next month, and then just keep track of all of those promos that are going on and take advantage of them, guys.
And
All
if
right.
you guys are in the business reboot, our call is tomorrow at 12:30 Central. So we'll
Yes.
see you then.
We'll see
Thank
you
you, Sarah. Thanks, everybody.
then, guys.